Hello, everyone. I am Krandall Brantley for Buckeyes Daily. We have several recruiting updates. Talk about how Indiana's perfect season could be vacated. Start off with recruiting. Buckeyes reoffered 2027 wide receiver Khalil Taylor. Taylor goes to Pine Richland in Pittsburgh, 5'11", 180 pounds. He decommitted from Penn State back in October after they fired James Franklin. He's a top 5 player in Pennsylvania, top 15 wide receiver nationally. He ranked 65th nationally in the 247 Sports rankings. He's also a multi-sport athlete in track and field as a freshman. He became a state qualifier in 100-meter dash. So the fastest race as a freshman, he went to state. That's incredible. And the time period he's developed his speed. So yeah, quite impressive. Let's see what OSU can do there. Next up, we got, according to Rivals, 4-star safety Jaden Aparicio Bailey is down to 10 schools. He's 6'2", 195 pounds, safety from Prattville, Alabama, the Prattville High School, ranked the top 80 recruit overall in the 2027 Rivals 300. The Buckeyes offered him on January 19th. Safety's coach Matt Guerreri visited him at his home in Alabama. So his top 10 schools, down to 10 schools, they include Texas, Alabama, Auburn, USC, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and Clemson. So we'll keep track on safety Jaden Aparicio and Khalil Taylor. And also, we got Jackson Roper. According to Rivals, 4-star interior offensive lineman Jackson Roper is down to 10 schools. He included Ohio State in that top 10. He's 6'5", 305-pound interior offensive lineman from Englewood, Colorado. Not California, Englewood, Colorado. Ranked as a top 15 interior offensive lineman in the class 2027. He's the number 1 player in Colorado. He goes at Cherry Creek High School there in Colorado. And so his top 10 schools include Ohio State, Oregon, USC, Michigan, Alabama, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Nebraska, Georgia, and Miami. He will visit Ohio State on an official visit on June 12th. So now we get, that's it for recruiting. We'll get to the story that can impact Indiana's legendary perfect season. According to On3, the NCAA is threatening to vacate wins, erase stats, and fine schools if it wins its ongoing eligibility lawsuits. Indiana DB Lewis Moore directly in the crosshairs. So, NCAA has its way. Indiana's national title could be vacated or a ruin Indiana's perfect season. OSU fans might remember Lewis Moore. He picked off Julian Sand in the Big Ten title game. He had a pick early on in the first quarter of that game, so he's an impact player. He was third on the team in tackles. So, and he was going for his 6th year this season to play. Originally, the NCAA deemed him ineligible, is able to still play. And so I will explain that, but I'll start off how it began on August 9th, this past summer before this season. This is from Hoosier Huddle, a blog for Indiana. So, on August 9th, Indiana Hoosier safety Lewis Moore added his name to the ever-growing list of FBS players who are suing the NCAA another year of eligibility under the newly created Diego Pavia rule, which grants a blanket waiver of eligibility to JUCO transfers. Moore, who spent 2020, 2021 at Navarro Community College, his eligibility waiver for a 6th year denied earlier this season. As a result, he has sued the NCAA in 134th District Court of Texas, seeking an injunction granting him an extra year of eligibility. So, the On3 article that talked about this today, about the vacated wins potentially, had this to say, and it states, this issue goes well beyond just San Diego State and Memphis. A dozen athletes have been granted injunctions for extended eligibility in the last year, and many of the cases continue onward, where the NCAA has a chance to win the case and then, in turn, penalize schools for playing those athletes. As it turns out, the reigning football national champions are involved in its March national title this year, Indiana used a player originally deemed ineligible by the NCAA permitted to play through a court's injunction. Safety Lewis Moore, who played in all 16 games and finished third on the team with 88 tackles. The case filed in Texas is continuing onward. So, Texas judge granted Indiana's Lewis Moore an injunction to play the remainder of the season for this past season. Now the season's over. They won the championship, and NCAA still hopes to win the trial and potentially vacate IU's championship because Moore was initially deemed ineligible by the NCAA. So, I get they had a bunch of old heads on the team. Indiana had 6-year players, 7-year players, probably some 30-year-olds on the team. Who knows? But Indiana did not play anyone intentionally that was ineligible. That didn't happen. The NCAA didn't vacate Michigan's national title after proof of an elaborate sign-stealing scandal for 3 years, leading to 3 Big Ten titles, 3 Big Ten titles, a national title, and gain control of the rivalry for the first time over 2 decades. They're not vacating Indiana's title for playing an ineligible player that was actually eligible through the courts. And so the NCAA had years to vacate Michigan's title and did nothing. USC had their 2004 title vacated for far less than Michigan. And let's see, Michigan's Fab Five, they had their wins vacated, Final Four banners taken down for far less than what Michigan did football for 3 years with elaborate sign-stealing scandal. So, well, first off, they can only vacate IU's regular season wins. NCAA does not oversee the college football playoff. So they can't vacate national title for those playoff wins, bowl games and stuff, but they can vacate the regular season wins. Whatever like that means, whatever that would do. So you might say, same thing applies to Michigan. Michigan, NCAA can't vacate Michigan's national title, but they could vacate those wins against Ohio State. I'm sure a lot of Ohio State fans would be glad to see those wins vacated, since Michigan had an elaborate sign-stealing scandal that changed the whole course of the rivalry in the first place. So let me know what you think in the comments about IU and if the NCAA should eventually vacate Michigan's national title. All right, go Bucks.